In Vero Beach, it is starting to feel like fall has finally arrived. And with these cooling temperatures, we are also seeing our housing market cool a bit. But that is nothing new. October through December are always our slow times for sales in our area and across the country. So if you see any headlines that scream sales are slowing, remember, that's nothing new. They're just trying to scare you. But Halloween is over, so don't let them. This is your November Market Report. Let's look at my 7 real estate indicators. These touch on what is driving our market and how it is responding. Demand is the number of pending sales this month over the month prior. And in Vero Beach, demand is up with 292 properties under contract in the month of October. That's an increase of 73 properties from September and an increase of 115 properties over this time last year. So with that many properties going under contract in October, how is that affecting our inventory? Let's look at our number 2 indicator, active inventory. As of November 1st, there are 868 properties, homes and condos for sale in Vero Beach and another 42 properties in the coming soon category. This is an increase of 11 units month over month and an increase of 68 units or just over 5% from this time last year. And as you can see, we had a peak in inventory in the month of March and it has just been flat since June. We usually gain inventory over the last quarter of each year. You see, this is the time of year where people vacation in the mountains for the fall and not at the beach. Then they start to get ready for the holiday season, so buying a home in Florida is just not at the top of their list. Do we sell homes in the fourth quarter? Absolutely. But just keep in mind, this is typically the slowest quarter of the year. We should expect to see our inventory inch up as we move through the end of this year and into March as sellers put their homes on the market for season. And we enter February where we see an increase in home selling through May. The big question is, what is the economy going to be doing? What will be happening in this world? And how crazy will the election media be? And how will that affect buyer sentiment? Election years seem to slow buyer activity due to the fear created by the 24-hour news campaign. So stay tuned and we'll figure out what happens then. Our third indicator is price. We've been watching the interest rates since last summer, and last October rates were at 7.25%. Well, as of Friday, rates are now sitting at 7.38%. So a year has gone by and rates have increased a total of 0.13%. And while rates have only increased 0.13%, home prices have increased 11.8%. Ouch. Prices have not gone down, and there are no signs indicating that they will. As we just discussed, the number of homes under contract is up even in a time of year where they should be slowing. So let's look at number 4 indicator, mortgage rates, a little closer. The Federal Reserve met last week and they held steady with rates, so that was great news. Then the jobs report came out on Friday and it was a lackluster report showing that we only added 150,000 jobs in October versus the 290,000 jobs we added in September. And although we don't want to see lower job rates, it helps drive the interest rates lower. The Fed is seeing the economy shrink, and for them, that is a good thing. What do we expect rates to do in the near future? The committee is not thinking about rate cuts right now at all, Powell said. We will keep policy restrictive, so we're confident that inflation is on a substantial path down to 2%. So in other words, it's anyone's guess what happens with interest rates as we move forward. Our 5th indicator is closed sales. We always like to look at the last 3 months of closed sales, and we couple that with the inventory numbers to better understand our market. And in August, there were 187 sales. In September, ironically enough, there were also 187 sales. And in October, we saw 162 sales. This would be normal for this time of year as we discussed, but the under contracts have been going up over the last 2 months, so I'm excited to see the number of closings in November and December to see if they buck the trend. So stay tuned to our future updates for that information. Our number 6 indicator is days on market. This is how long it takes to sell a home from the time it hits the market until keys change hands at the closing table. Our charts show that the average day on market is 80 days. That is down 16 days from September, but up 15 days from last October. As you can see in this chart, we were sitting on the market a few days longer each month heading up to July, where we started to see the average day drop slightly month over month. Days on market should increase during the next few months since our buyers are not in town and properties will sit longer as we wait for season and buyers to arrive. And finally, our number 7 indicator is our selling season. We are in the last quarter of the year, our slowest quarter, so don't have high hopes for days on markets to come down. Don't expect pendies to set any new records, and don't expect prices to jump. These things just don't happen in the fourth quarter. This is a quiet time without a ton of change. So here are the key takeaways. As we head into our last months of 2023, you will see the inventory remain limited until we get into mid-January, when you will see the highest number of listings come on the market at higher prices. With mortgage rates in the mid 7% range, pricing a home is critical. And we are hoping the Fed will hold tight in December so that we might see a cut or two to the interest rates in 2024. Interest rates are obviously going to continue to be the big factor in our future, as will the election. As I mentioned before, election years are typically slower due to the uncertainty that comes with it and the anxiety it creates. What we do know is that our population is continuing to grow. There is pent-up demand for housing, and there is only so many homes available on the market. As always, if you have any questions about buying or selling in the Vero Beach market, feel free to reach out to me. I'd love to speak to you personally. Follow me on social media and check back every Monday for our weekly market updates. I'm Tripp Hernandez with Dale Sorensen Real Estate in Vero Beach, Florida. Thanks for watching and have a great week.